Okay, here is BBIG Vinco Ventures. This finishes at $2.93 today. That is down 8.15%.
And it's gone.
Please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. So here is AMC. This finishes at $16.64 today. That is down 7.4%. So the bleeding continues for AMC. It has not been a good couple of months here. Keeps making lower lows, and today, no different. It was down a lot worse earlier, actually. At one point, it did hit like $14, so it did rally back up here, but still finishes down 7.4%. Very nasty day. But really no news to justify this price action today. More selling and more shorting. Just speculation, but that's what it seems like. But let's go ahead and analyze here. Alright, so if you guys have been watching the previous shows when we talked about AMC, I said very good chance this comes back down to 1650 to fill this gap. And if it breaks 1650, then it's probably on to 1410 because there's really no support below 1650. So today, this did break 1650, filled that gap, and it did briefly hit 1410. So this does appear to be a cup and handle in the making here. Top of the cup being around 29, and not really sure where the bottom is. Hopefully it's 1410. So no confirmation just yet, but this appears to be a cup and handle in the making, and that would be a bullish indicator because that means this stock may run back up to 29 to complete this cup here. This also looks like a possible bear flag. No confirmation just yet, but if this is in fact a bear flag, that would be a bearish indicator that is telling us this stock may keep running to the downside. And if you guys want to follow along, the link to the chart is in the description down below. So right now this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of 1730 and 1650. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 1730, 1855, 2035, 2245, 2435, 2535, 2675, 2785, 2895, 3090, and then 3195. There is resistance above 3195, but we're not going to discuss that right now. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 1650, 1410, 1295, $12, 1080, 985, 890, and then 710. There is support below 710, but we're not going to discuss that right now. So right now at this current price, 1664, the channels to the upside and the downside are pretty wide, so we'll expect significant price action either way this goes. However, if/when this breaks 2435 to the upside, and if/when this breaks 1410 to the downside, the channels start to narrow. So expect a significant decrease in price action if/when this breaks 2435 or 1410. RSI is currently at 21, so that is very oversold, very undervalued. So this could be a good buying opportunity. Not financial advice, guys. And this did 82 million in volume today, which is around average. So the sell-off today was confirmed by the volume. Okay, guys, just my opinion, not financial advice. This does look more bullish than bearish at the moment. Possible cup and handle, low RSI, bullish indicators. Only bearish indicator is the possible bull flag, and no short indicators. So overall, looks slightly bullish. So in the previous shows, I've been saying I'd probably set the buy orders to 1650 and lower. Probably 1410 would be a better price. And my opinion still stands. Again, this did fill the gap at 1650 today. And it did briefly touch 1410. If you got in at 1410 today, congrats to you. That's an excellent price. And at this point, I would still try to get in at 1410. But this current price of 1665 is really not a bad entry. So I could support going long at 1665, the current price. Personally, I'd set the buy orders to 1410. That'd be a really excellent entry. There's some very strong support below 1410. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, I would not do that, and I would not recommend that. Should have went short long time ago. At this point, at 1665, there's really not too much more downside potential and a lot of upside potential. So while you can make money going short here, I really wouldn't recommend it because it's just too dangerous, too risky for my liking. Going short here would be a high risk, low reward play, I would say. You'd be shorting maybe for 10, 20% and exposing yourself to a lot of risk of getting squeezed out. Never underestimate the apes. So I don't really think that's the best idea. You missed your chance, and at this point it's too late. So really no reason to short this at this point. Please don't do that, guys. Pretty bad idea in my opinion. So sorry to everyone who lost money in the stock today, but like I said, could be a good buying opportunity. Not financial advice. And good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is AMC Entertainment. So here is TSLA Tesla. This finishes at $930 today. That is down 1.47%. So this was a pretty crazy day for Tesla. The whole market really, but Tesla specifically. This went down as low as $850 today and had a really strong finish and finishes at 930. So went up 80 points from the low. Crazy price action. But we did have some news today, so let's check it out. Tesla battery supplier Panasonic to begin mass production of new longer range EV batteries in 2023. And some more news. Tesla V3 supercharger output to be increased to 324 kilowatts. And in addition to that, we do have a price upgrade. Wedbush upgrades to $1,400. So Wedbush is pretty bullish on this. So yeah, some really good PR. There's going to be an upgrade to the infrastructure, upgrade to the battery. So it seems like apes liked it, institutions liked it, bought the dip. And although the stock does finish down today, we had a major pump here to end the day. So let's go ahead and analyze here. So we do have a gap up at around 844, which almost filled today, but it didn't. But that would be a bearish indicator. That is telling us the stock may come back down to 844 eventually to fill that gap. And today we have a gap down created at around 949. So that would be a bullish indicator. That is telling us the stock should come back up to 949 eventually to fill that gap. And right now in the aftermarket, this is down to 922. So that's a bearish indicator. That is suggesting that tomorrow the stock will continue to sell off. And if you guys want to follow along, the link to the chart is in the description down below. So right now this is trading between the sideways channel, the rectangle of 949 and 926. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 949, 967, 985, 1001, 1019, 1026, 1043, 1055, 1065, 1079, 1100, 1116, 1137, 1148, 1162, 1175, 1208, and then the high of 1239. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 926, 910, 900, 883, 871, 851, 830, 817, and then 793. There is support below 793, but we're not going to discuss that right now. So right now at this current price, 930, the channels to the upside and the downside are pretty wide. So expect significant price action either way this goes. RSI is currently at 38, so that is below average. So not necessarily oversold and undervalued, but approaching that. And this did 50.5 million in volume today, which is above average. So this sell-off today was confirmed by the volume. Just my opinion, not financial advice. It is pretty hard to tell where this is going to go in the short term. We are getting mixed signals. We have a gap up and the aftermarket action here, which are bearish indicators. And then we have the gap down and the low RSI, which are bullish indicators. So pretty mixed signals. But I do think due to these gaps, eventually it will come back down to 844 and back up to 949. So I'm not sure which one is going to happen first. Honestly, it appears like it'll hit 949 first. But eventually both of those gaps should fill. Regardless, I think it's coming back down to 844. So therefore, if you want to go long, not financial advice, I would hold off. If you're a little patient, you should be able to get this back at 844. I don't know how long that's going to take, but set your buy orders to 844 and eventually that should fill. So I don't like the current price of 930, but I would support going long at 844 and lower. And if it pulls back below 844, then you can just average down at the supports that I mentioned before. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, I would not do that and I would not recommend that. Like I said, this should pull back to 844. So that is about a 10% downside. So while you should be able to make money going short here, I just don't think the risk is worth the reward. This is Tesla. It's a growth and value stock. Apes love it. Institutions love it. Many people have tried shorting Tesla before. Hasn't really gone well. You shouldn't really bet against Elon Musk. So I would say going short here would be a high risk, low reward play. If you went short at 1200, then that would have been acceptable. But at this point at 930, I think you're too late. If you're short here, you might get into a lot of trouble. So just too risky at this point. I don't like it. So I would not do that and I would not recommend that. Don't really see a reason why to short here. So sorry to everyone who lost money in the stock today. And good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is TSLA Tesla. Okay, here is BBIG Vinco Ventures. This finishes at $2.93 today. That is down 8.15%.
And it's gone.
So we've been talking about BBIG for the last 2 weeks. This has been a major stock on StockTwits, trending top 10 every day. And once again, this did make top 10, so we'll discuss it once again. So really no reason to justify this price action today. Just speculation on my part. It seems like part of it was the overall market selling off today. Well, it was at least, until the end. And just a continuation of negative momentum. It appears like this was squeezing, and it appears like the squeeze is pretty much over. But let's go ahead and analyze here. So we do have a triple gap down. First gap is at 950. Second gap is at 750. And the last gap is at 585. So those are all bullish indicators. That is telling us this stock should eventually come back up to fill all of those gaps. And honestly, it may be a while before this comes back up to 950. But eventually, in the long run, it should. And this looks like a possible bear flag in the making. No confirmation just yet. But if it is in fact a bear flag, that is a bearish indicator that is telling us this stock might continue to run to the downside. And in the aftermarket here, this is running up over $3 now. So that's a bullish indicator that is telling us tomorrow should run to the upside if this holds. And if you guys want to follow along, the link to the chart is in the description down below. So right now this is sitting on the support of 295, which it finished at today. So if this goes to the upside, next levels of resistance would be 315, 330, 350, 375, 405, 425, 460, 485, 515, 535, 555, 585, and then $6. There is resistance above $6, but we're not going to discuss that right now. And if this goes to the downside, next levels of support would be 265, 250, 225, 215, 195, 175, 160, 135, and then the low of 120. So right now at this current price, 293, the channels to the upside are really wide. So expect significant price action if this continues to run to the upside. And to the downside, the channel starts to narrow. So if this continues to run to the downside, expect a regular amount of price action. RSI is currently at 47. So that is pretty average. So according to the RSI, this current price of 293 is around fair market value. And this did 43 million in volume today. Very significant volume. So this sell-off today was confirmed by the volume. Okay, guys. So just my opinion, not financial advice. I've been saying the past few shows that it looks like the squeeze is over, losing momentum very fast. And now this looks like negative momentum. So I do think this will continue to pull back in the short term. Longer term, this should run back to the upside though. So therefore, if you want to go long, not financial advice, I would not do that and I would not recommend it yet at least. Like I said, it appears like this is still coming down from the squeeze, still pulling back. So I'm not sure how far down it's going to go, but I do think it does have more downside potential. So I'd hold off on the long side for right now. Just wait and observe the price action, see when this starts to bottom out, and then come in and make your move. You're going to want to try to catch the bottom. I don't think it's the bottom just yet. But yeah, I would support going long. Just not at this current entry of 293. Be a little patient. You should be able to get a much better price. And again, longer term, this should run back up to 950 eventually. Not anytime soon, but I would say in a couple of years. And from this current price, 293, that's over a 200% upside. So a lot of upside potential in the long term. This is a good long-term buy. Now, if you want to go short, not financial advice, I would not do that, and I would not recommend that. This should keep pulling back in the short term, like I just said. But at this point, you already missed so many tendies. You know, you should have went short at around 5 when it started to pull back. Here at around $3, there's not too much more downside potential. Maybe around 20%, just an educated guess. So I guess it's a decent play, but personally, I don't really like it because I think the risk is not really worth the reward at this point. I think you missed your chance, and going short here at 295 would be a medium risk, medium reward play. So it's definitely not a bad play, but personally, I wouldn't go for it. It is somewhat of a gamble. If you guys want to do it, go ahead. Just understand it is somewhat of a gamble. So please do that at your own risk. I would say cover when this starts to bottom out. This is not really one you want to hold for too long on the short side here. So in summary, short term, it looks like it's still going to pull back. Longer term looks like a good buy. Not financial advice. So sorry to everyone who lost money in the stock today. And good luck to everyone currently in the stock and to everyone looking to take a position. This is BBIG Vinco Ventures. Thanks everyone for watching today. I appreciate you guys. Please like the video. Please subscribe and catch me every weekday after market close on the Smarter Gambling Show. You apes already know. Diamond hands to the moon. I'm Ty. This is Smarter Gambling. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out.